Do you know what this is? It is just a circle, nothing special about it. What is a circle? It is defined by a few of its characteristics. It is radius, diameter, and circumference, etc. Now, what does a circle have to do with robotics? Well, robotics is nothing but applied math. Whatever we have learned about circle in our school, let us make use of that knowledge in real life. A tire resembles a circle, doesn't it? Now you can guess where we are going. If we know one of radius, diameter, or circumference, we can calculate others. If we know the diameter of a circle, how can we calculate the circumference? As you can recall, it is a simple formula. Circumference equals to pi times diameter. Pi equals to 3.14159. What does the tire circumference tell us? By calculating the tire circumference, we can find out how much distance the tire travels in a single rotation. Wonderful! Now, how can we find the diameter of the tire? One way of finding the diameter is to measure it by a measuring tape by placing it across the tire. Make sure the tape goes through the center of the tire. If you are not really sure about the center of the tire, take the largest number that you can get on the tape by moving the tape side to side on the laid down tire. There's another simplest way to find the same, and you do not need a ruler or measuring tape. For Lego tires, just look closely at the tire label. The first number is the diameter and the second number is the tire width. It is typically written in millimeters. We measure the distance on the mat in inches. To get the circumference in inches, we divide the diameter in millimeters by 25.4 and multiply with pi. So, circumference in inches equals to pi times diameter divided by 25.4, which equals to 3.14159 times diameter divided by 25.4. If we want the robot to travel 10 inches, how do we calculate the number of rotations a tire has to make? That is 10 inches divided by tire circumference in inches. We use rotations or degrees in Lego block programming. That is because motor sensor knows only rotations and degrees. Why doesn't the motor think like us in inches or millimeters? You know why? Maybe because it's not human. Haha, just kidding. Take a guess. It is because motor does not know the size of the tire that is attached to it. It simply keeps track of how many rotations the internal motor spins. As you know by now, each rotation is 360 degrees. That is how it keeps track of rotations in degrees. How many degrees does a tire travel in one rotation? 360 degrees. How many degrees are there in a big circle? 360 degrees. A dot-sized circle, a tiny circle, small circle, medium circle, large circle, extra large circle, or any size of circle still has 360 degrees. Not one less or one more. Isn't it? The number of degrees is the same irrespective of circle size. But the distance between each degree relatively increases as the circle grows. So, when motor makes one rotation, that is 360 degrees, tire also makes one rotation, which is also 360 degrees. For one motor degree rotation, how many inches tire travels? That is tire circumference divided by 360 degrees. Pi times diameter divided by 25.4 divided by 360 degrees. So how many degrees does the robot have to travel in order to travel 10 inches? That is 10 inches divided by the tire circumference, which is 10 divided by 3.14159 times diameter divided by 25.4 times 360 degrees. Why are we thinking in degrees instead of rotations? That is because motor sensor can keep track of or measure up to 1 degree accuracy. So, if we tell it to go by giving degrees, it would be more precise, isn't it? It is like giving 1 degree versus 2 point many decimal places rotations. It is just an example to show you that degrees are friendly. Now you know why I have started thinking in degrees. As we have learned earlier, the motor circle, in other words, the axle connector to the motor, is different from the tire circle. The tire circle is one that is traveling the distance. Both have 360 degrees, but the distance between each degree are different. To avoid any confusion, let us use different terminology. Motor degree to represent the motor, and distance degree to represent the distance to travel. What did we learn today? Pi equals 3.14159, millimeters to inches equals millimeters divided by 25.4, tire circumference in inches equals pi times diameter in millimeters divided by 25.4, distance to travel in rotations equals distance in inches divided by tire circumference in inches, distance to travel in degrees equals distance to travel in rotations times 360 degrees. 1 motor degree equals 1 by 360th of 1 motor rotation, and 1 distance degree equals distance traveled by the tire when it rotates 1 by 360th rotation.